It's all right. I'm just looking at it like, it's okay. You would think I would have like a marker where the camera is or something at this point, but you'd be wrong. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having a lovely day. My name is Justin, and today we are finishing our album listen of The Doors' self-titled and debut album, which was released in 1967, with their song, which is nicely titled and fittingly titled, The End. You guys have spoken so highly of The End, of the last track on this album, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys are having a absolutely beautiful day, a wonderful weekend, whatever it may be. For me, it's the weekend. I don't know what time this video is coming out, so it may not be the weekend. It may not be the weekend for you, but either way, I hope it's a great day. You're more than welcome to join me on Twitter in the comments down below. Thank you for spending some time here with me on the channel, and let's jump into it. This is The End by The Doors.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end. No safety or surprise. The end. I'll never look into your eyes again. Can you picture what will be so limitless and free? Desperately in need of some stranger's hand in a desperate land. Lost in a romance, wilderness of pain, and all the children are insane. All the children are insane. Waiting for the summer rain, yeah. There's danger on the edge of town. Ride the King's Highway, baby. Weird scenes inside the gold mine. Ride the highway west, baby. Ride the snake. Ride the snake to the lake, the ancient lake, baby. The snake he's long, 7 miles. Ride the snake, he's old and his skin is cold. The West is the best. The West is the best. Get here and we'll do the rest. The blue bus is calling us. The blue bus is calling us. Driver, where you taking us? The killer awoke before dawn. He put his boots on. He took a face from the ancient gallery and he walked on down the hall. He went into the room where his sister lived, and then he paid a visit to his brother, and then he walked on down the hall, and he came to a door, and he looked inside. Father, yes son, I want to kill you. Mother, I want to. Come on, baby, take a chance with us. Come on, baby, take a chance with us. Come on, baby, take a chance with us and meet me at the back of the blue bus. Do not blue rock on that blue bus. Do not, come on, yeah. Yeah, alright. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me. The end of laughter and soft lies. The end of nights we try to die. This is the end.
Wow. Wow. No. We've already heard you. Wow. The same feeling that I had listening to the ending of Omadon is the same feeling I got on this. Where at the end, as the music is speeding up, and then it just drops it all back down, which they are doing masterfully throughout this whole track. That same, I can feel my heartbeat, and my skin is like tingly. Man, that's good. That's good. That's 11 minutes of the Doors taking you through their doors and closing the doors. This is the end. That was fantastic. Woo! Okay, so there's so much to talk about on this one. I'm gonna try and keep it somewhat brief, though. I don't want to over talk. No, never want to over talk. The song is subtle. The song has so much subtlety to it. Guitar and organ is a lovely, lovely combination. The song feels like a desert highway of a track. It feels like you're just driving down a long, empty road in the desert. Not during the day, though, in the cool of night. And then at some point, you pull over to the side, and there's no one else anywhere else. It's just you, the sand, the rocks, the mountains, and the stars, and the moon. And you sit on the hood of your car, you imbibe in whatever substance you choose to imbibe in, and you just stare at the stars. You just stare out into the desert. You stare out into the world. Just you, alone with your thoughts. You and the stars. That is the image that I was getting completely throughout this whole song. It is really a trip. And it's cool because it starts off as a deep, I mean, it's really deep, actually, kind of mood piece, in my opinion. Like, this is, the lifeblood of this track is in the mood, which I would attribute to guitar and organ, personally. I mean, Jim and the drumming are fantastic as well. We're going to talk about that. But I mean, I attribute the actual mood and the feeling in this song to them. Slowly, this mood piece begins to change into more of a narrative-driven piece, captured by Jim. And so beautifully and perfectly dynamic in the way that the song picks up, not even talking about the ending, where it obviously does that, but through its subtle means, it picks up in its melody, in its impactfulness, in the intensity, brings it up, and then brings it right back down. So gently, so carefully. And then it brings it back up again. You don't even realize that you're being taken on this journey with them. You don't even realize or hear all the changes that are going on. There's just so many layers and so much depth to what they're doing. You don't hear it, you feel it. You don't realize it's happening, but it's happening. And the lyrics are fantastic as well. One thing I really like about the lyrics is that as you go through the verses, and I'll have to kind of look at it again because I was reading, but I wasn't like getting everything. But it seems that like each of the stanzas is a different type of ending. Whether that is an ending to perhaps a fourth wall breaking, message to us, like the end of the album, sure, that's obvious. The end of life, death, the end of a sexual encounter. There's so many different types of endings going on story-wise and in the lyrics, which I think is fantastic. That's awesome. This is a great song. My heart's still beating just a little bit. Not a ton. I mean, it's beating. It's beating like it should. I mean, like it's back to normal now. Going along with my visualizing this song and being on like a highway at night, there's a word for when you're driving and your eyes just kind of like get focused and lost and you kind of like, you stop thinking, you're just driving. It's like white line sickness, or I think that's what it's called actually. White line, is it white line fever? That's a horse disease. Okay. None of this is what I'm looking for. Absolutely none of it is what I'm looking for. There's a name for it. Anyways, that's what I thought about. And isn't there like a beautiful melodic haunt to this sound as well? It's hollow, and yet it's somewhat deep. I find comfort in Jim's voice at this point. I find comfort in the guitar, and really just the melodies of it. It's not cold. A little hollow, but not cold. Now, as it moves on, it kind of changes a little bit, but that same tone is there. And even as we swing just a few minutes forward, it still feels the same. I love what Ray is doing in the back as well. If you listen to his organ playing, Ray and Robbie are like so in sync in what they're doing. They are kind of like the snakes, like he's mentioning. Like they are just writhing. They're just writhing and entangled within each other, within their melodies and within the structure. And like they play the main melody, they then kind of back off and play a little subtlety. Then the next one he'll come up, play a little main melody, back off, play a little subtlety. It's just really nice to hear them working together so well to produce this kind of hallucinogenic track. Because that's also another thing I was kind of feeling like, you're seeing things on this one. Now, I didn't talk about Jim a ton, but I feel like Jim is kind of like narrator in this case. Obviously lyrically and vocally, but I also feel like just melodically, he feels like he's narrating the story, he's narrating the music, and he's making the music move to certain places. Let me just get to the lyrics really quick because I actually do want to talk about that a little bit. So in the beginning, he says, "This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, the only friend, the end." He says, "Of our elaborate plans, the end. Of everything that stands, the end. No safety, no surprise, the end. I'll never look into your eyes again." So, to me, it feels like it's a breakup. Or, like I said before, it could be a fourth wall breaking. Like, yes, this is the end of the album, so they're done talking to us and interacting with us in a sense through their music. But I'm going to go with, like, relationship, Now, at this point, there's nothing nefarious, there's nothing dark going on really, besides maybe a little bit of the music. But like I said before, I find comfort in Jim's voice at this point. He sounds like he's saying goodbye, but regretfully so. He doesn't want to say goodbye. Then we get into a highway scene, and then moving further we get into a killer, and then moving further we get into some love. So like the story and the narration and the actual tones and implications sound and change dramatically as Jim is narrating everything, as he is directing the story. And as he introduces a turn, the music also turns with him. That's just good. But let's get back to the lyrics. "Can you picture what will be so limitless and free, desperately in need of some stranger's hand in a desperate land?" And then he speaks of being lost and how all the children are insane, All the children are insane, waiting for the summer rain. That is a small tonal shift, but there's a bigger one right up ahead where he says there's danger on the edge of town. Ride the king's highway, baby. Weird scenes inside the gold mine. Ride the highway west, baby. Ride the snake, ride the snake. When he says to ride the snake, I'm just imagining this is the highway. You know, it's a winding highway. It says it's 7 miles long. Maybe that's also why I was getting highway in my mind. But I also think just like tonally, it feels desert highway. Then he says the blue bus is calling us. Driver, where are you taking us? Now we get a bigger shift. The killer awoke before dawn, put his boots on. He took a face from the ancient gallery and he walked on down the hall. Is this Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Little Ed Gein? Ah. And he went into the room where his sister lived, and then he paid a visit to his brother, and then he walked down the hall and he came to a door. He looked inside. Father. We get a conversation. Father. Yes, son. I want to kill you. Mother. I want to... Like, there's a change there. A dark and dramatic change. And the music from this point really begins to catapult. And if I was talking about like changes before, now it really changes. Now, that's the end of life. That's murder, right? Later on, as we get to that really, really intense buildup, which is handled so brilliantly, it speeds up even feeling like a sexual encounter, right? And he says, come on, baby, take a chance with us. Come on, baby, take a chance with us, etc., etc., etc. Meet me at the back of the blue bus, doing a blue rug, etc., 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 right? And just the intensity of that section, the intensity of the lyrics and the way they're delivered, it's so strong. It feels so powerful. And with the music, all of it just feels like it's coming to a head, and then the music just drops back out again. And we're left with the lyrics coming back to a little bit of reminiscing of the beginning. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. Ending with, it hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me. The end of laughter and soft lies, the end of nights we tried to die. This is the end. So, like, stunning lyrics, stunning music that's hypnotic, mesmerizing, lots and lots of depth in the musicianship, and lots of room to play around in. This was a very, very fitting end to the album. But let me know what you guys thought. You can join me in the comments down below. You can also join me on Twitter and support the channel on Patreon. But first of all, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this one. I think this was a stunning end to the album. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a lovely night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.